Most people waste their entire 20s making the same money mistakes, and they don't realize until it's too late. Think about it. How many people do you know in their 20s who are broke, even though they earn decent money? It's not because they don't make enough. It's because of the mistakes they keep repeating. Here are the 5 biggest ones to avoid. Mistake 1. Not investing. This is a surefire way to kill wealth building and retirement goals. If you invested $200 a month starting at 20, you'd have over $350k by 50. Wait until 30 and you'd only have around $150k. That's the cost of delaying. The later you start, the less you're utilizing your most powerful wealth building tool, compound interest and time. I've heard people in my personal life say investing is too risky. And why bother? The best time to invest was 10 years ago. Here's the truth. Not investing is riskier. You're letting your money be destroyed by inflation. Cash sitting in the bank will not keep up with inflation, meaning your money will buy less in the future than it can today. By not investing, you miss the chance for your money to actually outpace inflation and grow. Even if it's just $5 a day into a low-cost ETF, starting small beats not starting at all. By the way, if you're into personal finance and building wealth in your 20s, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Mistake 2. Living beyond your means. In other words, lifestyle inflation. Spending more money than you have, or spending more as your income increases. Maybe you've just started your first job, earning a nice income. This doesn't mean you need to spend every dollar you earn. Living paycheck to paycheck is a trap that most people fall into. It delays your ability to save and invest, and may cause major goals like buying a house and retirement to be delayed. I know a person who literally put a holiday to Europe on a credit card, and they're still paying it off. The trip lasted 2 weeks, and the debt will last 2 years. If you can't afford it in cash, don't buy it. If you want to avoid mistakes like that, and actually start building wealth, drop a like on this video. It really helps the channel out. Mistake 3. Ignoring debt. Taking on high interest debt like auto loans, credit cards, and using buy now pay later. These services are a trap. They have outrageous interest rates that keep you trapped, paying high amounts of interest while barely decreasing the principal. Prioritize any high interest debt before heavily investing, because paying off debt is a tax-free way of saving money, as any debt you pay off saves you from having to pay the interest on the debt. Having a large amount of debt keeps you broke. It decreases your spendable income and impacts your mental health from the stress and anxiety. Rank your debts by interest rate and pay off the highest first. Mistake 4. Having no emergency fund. Your emergency fund is your buffer from unexpected costs. It keeps you from living paycheck to paycheck and removes the need to rely on debt to cover large expenses. Even having $1,000 to $2,000 set aside for any emergencies gives you a great peace of mind and stops you from relying on debt. I've seen people forced to borrow just to buy groceries, not because they're irresponsible, but because life happens and they didn't have a buffer. Start by saving just $500, then grow it to $1,000, and ideally build it to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This way, even if you lost your job or you had your hours cut back, you would still have a safety net to fall back on. Mistake 5. Not learning about money. In your 20s, financial education pays the highest ROI. Blindly following advice from friends or family is a recipe for disaster. Growing up, my parents always said the smart move was to save up and buy a house. But times have changed. Back then, houses were 3 times income. Now they're 10x. If you just follow old rules without learning, you'll fall behind. And this doesn't mean take advice from friends. Most people giving money tips aren't wealthy themselves. There are heaps of free, high-quality financial education out there. Spend 10 minutes a day learning. Podcasts on your commute, YouTube videos like this, or a beginner-friendly finance book. The return is massive. Avoid these 5 mistakes, and your 30s will be so much easier financially. Your 20s don't have to be wasted on debt and bad habits. They can be the foundation of real wealth. If you avoid these 5 mistakes, your 30s won't just be easier, they'll be the decade where you actually build real wealth. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. I post videos every week to help you master money and start building wealth early. And if you want to learn the smartest way to invest, check out my video on ETFs versus individual stocks. Thanks for watching.